Hey, everybody, it is Lauren DeLisa Coleman. I'm bringing you another interview during our entire package for IFFLA, the Indian Film Festival of Los Angeles. And I am about to bring you another one right now with a filmmaker whose name is Sunil Pandey. He has a film at the festival called Baghthan, and we're about to find out all about it. So, Sunil, thank you for taking the time to join us and tell us a little bit about your film.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Our absolute pleasure. So, can you start, please, by giving our audience a brief synopsis of what Baghthan is all about?
The main title, if I translate the title, it's Baghthan means it's a tiger cage. So we call it Baghthan. All right. So this movie is about an old man who is 85 years old and in the birth of his life. So and he has spent almost every 85 years of his life in his hometown, in his village. So because of the migration that is gradually growing in our country, there people are going into the urban areas for the better facilities and so on. So his family is about to move. His family is also about to move to the urban cities. So this movie contemplates his memories, his dreams, and his past lives and all those things before going to the village. So if I have to put this in a word, in a synopsis, so as more and more people move to the cities, the director grandfather tells him how once the resident of the village lured a tiger into a stone cage, and past and present seems to intertwine in this reflection of migration, tradition, and memories. So basically, it's a merger of the memories and past and his tradition and of migration.
And it's very very impactful, very emotional. How did you kind of come to work on this film, Sunil? I mean, what is it? How did the story actually come to you?
The title Baghthan, as I already mentioned it before, it's a place, it's a cage, and now this is one of the historical places in one of in my villages. So when I was a child and when I used to go to the temple for certain worship and all that thing, then I used to go with my grandfather, and he used to tell me the same story of that Baghthan, how our ancestors used to catch the tiger on their cage so that they can kill the tiger, and so the tiger will not affect their cattle and those things. So at the time, this was a story narrated by my grandfather over and over when we used to go to the same temple, and same, and now I'm living in Kathmandu, which is the capital city of our country, and so it's been like 18 years I have been in this town. So there are a lot of empty homes, and at the time before I started to shoot the film, let's say the 2 years before the film, I shoot this film in 2019. So in 2017, I was in one of my relatives' home. So he was one of my closest relatives, So he has affected by same problem. He was also 85 years old man, and he has spent all his life in this very village, But now he has to migrate because there's no option, because there's no people and there's only one house remaining, So he cannot survive alone in that village. So he has to anyhow move to the urban cities where he can get better facilities, infrastructure, or electricity, medical facilities, and etc. So at the time I was there and I witnessed this event, and that event really hit me. And so and I was about, and then I met my producer and I pitched this project, and I made this idea of merging two elements. One is a contemporary element where one man is migrating to the urban cities, and another historical event where the group of people from the village has win over the tiger, and they hadn't migrated to the other part of the cities. So I kind of merge these two lines and make a cinema out of it. So that's how it all started.
So, I mean, I think it would have been rather emotional to shoot this. No, I mean, how did you kind of manage all of this from more of a logistics point of view, Sunil, both with, the emotional impact and then also just the kind of, boots on the ground, creating the team around it too. I mean, how did you kind of manage it all and just bring it all to life?
Is every project, every film is very emotional as a filmmaker. Every film is attached somehow. And this film was also not an optional. So it was emotional in a sense, but that's what filmmaker is tend to do. To put their emotion in the cinema and just portray their feelings in it. So it's like every other project. So you have to do it, and I hired the same actor as the lead actor in my cinema. So it was quite easy, to portray those feelings because he was the same man, going through the same thing, and we shoot in his very same village where he migrated from, and we shoot on that village, real one.
Got it. So now this film debuted at the International Film Festival of Rotterdam, correct?
Yes, yes.
So what was the reception like there?
It was a great experience, obviously, but unfortunately, because of the Omicron and all that stuff, I couldn't attend it physically because the whole program was transferred into the virtual one. But also, it was great experience though. So we also communicated through this Zoom and all this virtual medium. So it was fun, but as I said before, it was not physical, so it was not that
Right.
impactful, let's say, in a sense. Yeah.
So now you are already working on your feature, which I wrote down the title "Dear Wife." Right, this is going to be your debut feature.
Yeah, yes.
Yes. What is exciting you most about working on this project?
This film is even more personal for me, more Baghthan. This cinema is a possibility of my when I was, let's say, when I was 8 or 12 years old. So this film revolves around my perception, what I see at that time of my age. When I was 12, 13 years. So this cinema is based on my perception of the things that I have seen on the past, and to be exact, this is the perception of me seeing my mom and my other aunts and overall a female of that particular time through my eyes. So this cinema, the depiction of that woman that I have really admired in my life. How they have gone through the struggle, to reach where they are today. So this cinema is basically about that.
Great. So, I mean, it seems like you're obviously quite inspired there in Kathmandu. What is the filmmaking scene like there?
I mean, it's growing in here. Now we have a couple of film schools here, and there are lots of youngsters, joining film college, and every year graduating from hundreds and 200 around in a range. So there's lots of youngsters coming, and also there are many independent filmmakers, which are trying to express themselves through the medium, and it's growing in here. So, but we haven't been to that level yet. But there are a few filmmakers who have been, to the international forum and all that thing. But I think still we have that reach. We have to be on that reach. So
it sounds like you have to be very much a self-starter there, but sometimes that's the best way to be.
Yeah, kind of.
So
Yeah.
now, will you be heading out from there to Los Angeles, or you're just sending the film?
No, I'm just sending a film there. So I will not be coming there this time. Hopefully, other time I'll be there.
Right. Well, yes, because it's quite a long trip. Some filmmakers are flying out, some not. Everybody does his or her own thing these
Mhm.
days. What do you hope audiences take away most when they watch Baghdad in Los Angeles, Sunil?
I mean, more than taking anything away, I just want audience to feel, that what I'm trying to portray, trying to convey them. So my kind of cinema is more than it's kind of cinema that you want to feel more than understand. So I hope they can feel the thing I'm trying to portray through the cinema, so that I'm expressing to the cinema, because uh, we are obviously we are a polar apart, but we are human being, and we have similar feelings, emotions, all those things. So I think even being a polar apart, we can connect through this medium. So I hope this cinema get connected to the audience. That's what I want, more than to understand or the narrative or some parents. I just want them to be connected, them to feel the cinema that I want to express.
Hmm. Great, great. So now how can we keep up with you and the films that you're going to be working on, this film, etc.? Are you active across social, have a website that you'd like to give, or whatever works for you?
I haven't had any website right now, so I'm kind of working on it. But I'm in certain social platforms in Facebook and Insta and Twitter. That's all. Other than that, I'm not really in any other kind of platform.
Okay, this is just under Sunil
Besides,
Pandey.
in Instagram is @Sunil BDR Pandey. So this is my
Got it.
Insta, and in Facebook, it's just Sunil Pandey.
Well, Sunil, thank you so much for taking the time, because I know it's the evening there now in India. So I'm just glad that we could talk with you and learn more about Baghthan. And I hope that it's very well received at IFFLA for sure.
Thank you for giving this platform. I'm really sorry that I cannot communicate in a very good way, because because my English is not that very good, but I think you understand me
that's
somehow.
okay, because I mean, I can't speak like Hindi or whatever else you might speak there. So I am impressed, and it's evening, so it's always harder to speak in a second language, during the evening. So no problem. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you guys, I hope that you have enjoyed watching this interview with Sunil. Again, the film is Baghthan, and we will be bringing you many more interviews during IFFLA. I am Lauren DeLisa Coleman for the Inside series here at Filmio. Thank you so much for watching.